Hello, my name is Kevin from the Bike Mechanics School Technocycle. I'm here today to show you how to do a preliminary inspection of a bike. The best time to do an inspection is with your customer when he brings you the bike for a tune-up. Tell him that it'll only take a few minutes and that it can prevent any possible surprises. There are many ways to do an inspection. We suggest you go from front to back so as to not forget anything. Also, take notes of your observations during the inspection. The first step is with the bike on the ground and the front brake engaged, you'll want to rock the bike forwards and backwards. This way you'll feel any play in the headset. If you feel some play and it's not coming from the headset, it could also mean that the wheel is not attached properly. With the bike in the bike stand, now we'll want to look at the front wheel. First thing you want to look for is any play in the front hub. To do so, you'll hold the fork and rock the wheel side to side, just like so. If you feel any play, it means that the hub needs to be readjusted. Second thing you want to look for is the alignment of the wheel. To do so, you'll spin the wheel, place your finger on the fork, and look at the gap between your finger and the rim. If the gap is increasing and decreasing, it means that the rim is not straight, which means you need to realign the wheel. Loose spokes can also mean that you need to realign the wheel. The last thing to look at is the tire. If the middle part here is flat, it means that the tire won't adhere as well, which can be potentially dangerous. Next, you'll want to look at the sidewall here. If it shows any cuts or cracks, it means that the tire is not safe anymore and needs replacing. Finally, repeat the same steps for the rear wheel. Let's concentrate on the cockpit area. Look at the grips or the handlebar tape for any cuts, which could mean they need to be replaced. After, use the brake levers and the gear levers. If they're hard to operate or do not come back smoothly, it could mean that the cables and housing need to be replaced. The front and rear brake pad should also be checked. If you're not comfortable with this step, leave it as a note on the work order so a technician can proceed with the verification. Check if the crank is adjusted properly. Grab each crank arm and rock the crank side to side. If you can feel any play, it can mean that the bottom bracket is worn or that the crank needs to be readjusted, depending on the model. The chain should also be checked for wear with the appropriate tool. Again, if you're not familiar with this step, mention it on the work order so the technician can take a look at it. Finally, look at all the accessories on the bike. Mudguards, reflectors, racks, and the saddle to check if they're fixed properly to the bike.